Are you a fan of Papo prehistoric animal models? Papo, the French manufacturer, has built up a loyal following amongst collectors for its model range, but their figures can be controversial. They certainly divide opinion. But what's it like to work with Papo? Stick around, we'll tell you more. Hi, Everything Dinosaur here, and this video is going to be a little different. When we make a YouTube video, we normally review a single model. We review it and we provide some of the science behind the product itself, a little bit of the paleontology behind the prehistoric animal. However, as Everything Dinosaur is now one of the biggest seller of Papo dinosaur products in the world, we'll give you the inside track. We'll look at their Dinosaur range and talk about this model here, Giganotosaurus, a 2020 introduction that has attracted quite a lot of controversy. We'll talk about model retirements, how to spot a legitimate Papo distributor, and give you an update on Papo model production. So, after the obligatory reminder about subscribing, we'll jump straight in. Don't forget to subscribe and to hit that notification button to be part of the conversation. Papo have been making models and figurines for the best part of 25 years. The company produces a range of models, everything from farmyard animals, marine life, horses, knights, and of course prehistoric animals, which they market under the Dinosaur tag. However, it's a bit of a misnomer to refer to Papo's prehistoric range in this way, as, ever since its inception, Papo have strived to produce non-dinosaur figures too, such as mammoths, pterosaurs, marine reptiles, and even Stone Age people. Papo figures are distinct. They are very proud of their French design team. But as collectors know, these figures are not entirely accurate depictions of the paleontological or archaeological record for that matter. For example, one of their earlier figures, a replica of a Stone Age campfire, came complete with a metal cooking pot. So, how did Everything Dinosaur come to work with Papo? Truth is, many years ago, Papo approached us and asked us to be a distributor of their products. We looked at their business model and at the time it wasn't quite right. We were asked a second time, and once again we considered it very carefully but said no. On the third occasion, we could see that they were changing their business model, and Papo were recognising the importance of mail-order companies, specialist companies such as Everything Dinosaur, with our specialist knowledge of prehistoric animals. So we became a distributor of Papo products, and now we're one of the largest suppliers of Papo prehistoric animal models anywhere in the world. Now, let's take a look at this chap here, Giganotosaurus. One of the more controversial model introductions that Papo have made this year. Now, let's first of all deal with pronunciation. Is it Gigantosaurus? Is it Giganotosaurus? How do you pronounce this dinosaur's name? Well, we at Everything Dinosaur deferred to the Society of Vertebrate Paleontology. And in all the papers that we had read, and in all the commentary we'd heard about of this dinosaur, the consensus of opinion was that this dinosaur's name should be pronounced Giganotosaurus. Giganotosaurus. Think of it as you say the word gigabyte to mean a bit of data. So we've got a gigabyte and Giganotosaurus. It's kind of like a Marmite model. You either love it or you hate it. When we first saw this figure as a prototype, many months before it went into production, there was a sharp intake of breath. We were kind of expecting a Giganotosaurus, but nothing quite like this. We explained to Papo senior management at the time that anatomically this is not very accurate. And indeed it's a throwback to the 1950s. It reminded us of the illustration of Antrodemus made by Zdeněk Burian in 1950. That said, it's got all the quality you expect from Papo. It's robust, it's sturdy, it's great for imaginative, creative play. And in its tripodal pose, it's certainly a very stable dinosaur model. If you want an accurate Giganotosaurus, then there's the Eofauna replica, or indeed the Wild Safari Prehistoric World Giganotosaurus that came out. But this is not going to be in a museum next to Giganotosaurus or any Carcharodontosaurid fossil material. This is Papo. It's unique, it's stylized, and I must admit, this figure has begun to grow on me a little. It's not my favourite Papo, but I'm beginning to like it. It's not anatomically accurate, and we said to Papo at the time that perhaps if they were having an opportunity to produce a second model of this dinosaur, perhaps they could do a juvenile in a more typically modern theropod pose. We'll have to see whether they've taken up our advice on that. The Papo Giganotosaurus model is one of 5 dinosaur models that were due to be introduced in 2020. The other models are a replica of Chilisaurus, Stygimoloch, and the new colour variants of the Papo-feathered Velociraptor and the Parasaurolophus. Production was disrupted, and we're still waiting to receive the feathered Velociraptor, as well as the magnificent Megalosaurus model, but we are confident that the remaining figures will be in stock in the near future. At Everything Dinosaur, we recognise that model collectors and dinosaur fans like to get a good look at the actual model, rather than simply relying on the images sent out by the manufacturer. That's why we post up videos and put plenty of photographs of the actual models on our various social media pages. Check out Everything Dinosaur on social media to see the photographs. And, just like the recently introduced Chilisaurus and the soon-to-arrive feathered Velociraptor, the Papo Giganotosaurus has an articulated lower jaw. At Everything Dinosaur, our long-term relationship with Papo has enabled us to help people get hold of products which have been retired and are no longer available from other companies. We specialise in dinosaur models and prehistoric animals, and because of that, we've got in stock figures which are difficult to obtain. The brown Oviraptor, the original Papo Oviraptor figure, along with the green Velociraptor and its counterpart, the blue Velociraptor figure. They are still in stock at Everything Dinosaur. And because we're collectors too, we never put up our prices just because a model's rare and difficult to find. We like to make sure that model collectors have the opportunity to get those types of figures which are out of production. At Everything Dinosaur, we're doing our best to ensure that you, as collectors, can complete your collection. Papo's models might be controversial at some time, but they're certainly very popular and very collectible. And Papo has grown to be one of the largest, most successful dinosaur model making companies around, which means there's a lot of companies copying their products. There's a lot of people out there offering copies of Papo products and passing them off as a genuine article. Here's a couple of tips from Everything Dinosaur on how to spot a genuine Papo seller. There are certainly lots of places online where you can purchase Papo prehistoric animal models. One of the ways in which you can identify a legitimate Papo model supplier is to look at the product images and check out the Papo logo on them. Papo's branding has undergone several changes over the years, and suppliers like Everything Dinosaur will be using the relevant, updated Papo logo on their product pictures. Look for the blue Papo logo. If you find product pictures online that show a green coloured Papo logo, or even a multicoloured one, then we urge caution. If the pictures and Papo branding are out of date, then you can be less certain as to the authenticity of the models themselves. Another tip is to look at any product and company reviews on the website. Let's use Everything Dinosaur as an example. When on Everything Dinosaur's website, click on the Models category and go to the Papo section. You will see that the Papo product images have all got the up-to-date blue Papo logo. Blue stars indicate a product review. Click on the product, scroll down to the review link to see the actual customer review. FIFO reviews can be found by clicking the FIFO yellow stars. You're taken to the bottom of the page to see product reviews left by the independent ratings company FIFO. Click on the FIFO tab to see all the reviews left by Everything Dinosaur customers, every single one of them genuine and every single one of them independently verified by FIFO. Click Read All Reviews and you go to the FIFO website and Everything Dinosaur's page, where you can see pictures taken by customers of their purchases and all the reviews independently verified by FIFO of Everything Dinosaur's products and customer service. So, we've looked at Giganotosaurus, given you tips about model retirements and how we handle them, and also discussed how to spot a legitimate Papo supplier. Now, we could talk about new Papo figures for 2021, but that's embargoed and the plans are well advanced. But we do recognise that collectors like to speculate on what sort of models Papo might want to make in the future. So why don't we go one step further? Which brings us to this. Our question of the day. What type of prehistoric animal models would you like Papo to make in 2022? Let us know in the comments section down below, and the next time we speak to Papo's senior management, we'll pass on your views to them. This video has explained how Everything Dinosaur works with Papo. We've looked at their Giganotosaurus model, explained how we deal with model retirements and allow collectors every opportunity to get hold of recently retired Papo figures at very reasonable prices. We've also given you some tips on how to spot a genuine Papo supplier. And don't forget, we've asked you to suggest to Papo what type of prehistoric animal model you might want to have Papo make in 2022. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please feel free to leave any comments and Papo model suggestions in the section below this video. On that note, I'll say thanks for watching. Oh, and one more thing. Thank you.